Awesome. Press the ground away from you. Find that energy going from the floor up through the inner thighs. Finding it coming up into the pelvic floor, hip bones in line with your pubic bone. Let the tailbone just feel a little bit heavy here. So oftentimes we're standing with our low back kind of compressed. You want to let your tailbone feel like there's a little weight just kind of hanging you down, and then grow up longer and taller through your pelvis. Up through the crown of your head. Let the collarbone widen. Feel like your fingertips almost could touch the floor, and that energy of them reaching towards the floor is coming from your back muscles, your lats and your mid to lower traps. Grow 1 more inch taller, lift up on your pelvic floor, press the floor away from you by grounding through your feet. Now take a big inhale up. Exhale it out. 1 more time, take a big inhale up. On your exhale, up over to your toes, and take a little stretch here. Run the knees out. And from here, we'll start to walk out to your plank position. All the way out into your plank, finding your hands underneath your shoulders, lengthen through the crown of the head, through the heels, draw the abs up and in. Let's just take 1 time. Let's bend the knees, bring the knees to the mat, bend your elbows to bring your chest towards the floor. Press the floor away from you, lift your knees back up into your plank. Bring your knees to the mat, bend your elbows, come down. Since we're just starting, we're gonna ease into that tricep and back into your plank. 1 more time. Knees to the mat. Bend chest to the floor, press right back up, into your plank and into downward dog. And take a little stretch here, run the knees out. Start to wake up the body. And we're gonna walk the hands back towards the toes. Widen the feet a little bit here, and then roll your spine up. We're gonna come into squats. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. So feet are about shoulder width apart here. Hinge at the hips. Sit into your chair, bring the arms up, and then come up and squeeze the glutes. So waking up the back body, hinge at the hips, come up and squeeze. So you push your bum back, reach the arms forward, draw the abs in, wrap the ribs in together. Bring your weight into your heels. Make sure that the feet are shoulder width apart. You don't want them too narrow, but not super wide. So just a little bit wider than your pelvis. A few more here. Push the hips back, up, squeeze the glutes. Getting that nice squeeze at the top. Activating the backside, 3. Press through the floor as you get up taller. Inhale and exhale. Hold this last one down, and we do our pulses. Pulse. Push your booty back a little bit further. Lift your toes up. Dig your heels down for 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Come up to stand. Feet back underneath your pelvis. Another big inhale up. And exhale. Roll over to your toes. Walk back up to your plank. Slide the shoulder blades away from your ears, eye the elbows facing forward. This time, bend your elbows halfway with the legs straight and press back up. Just 2 more times like that. Draw the abs in. Bend your elbows. Press up straight. 1 more time. Bend your elbows. Press up straight. Bring your knees to the mat. Press back, child's pose. Take a breath. Let the knees be wide. Reach the fingertips forward. Take a breath there. And roll yourself up onto your hands and knees, hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, into your cat stretch, drop your head, drop your tail. Inhale, exhale, into your cow, head up, tail up, wide collarbone. And into your cat, draw the abs in to push your spine to the sky, and head up, tail up. 1 more time, cat, taking whatever movement you need, and cow. And then back into neutral, magnetize the abs up and in, and then extend right arm and left leg. Starting to challenge stability, turning the core on, and bring the hand and knee right back down. The arm and leg, left arm, right leg, move the arm and leg at the same time, bring it all the way back to center. Extend, so you extend at the same time without letting your pelvis shift. So just opposite arm, opposite leg, like we normally do. But I want you to really be aware that the movement is happening at the same time. The arm and leg are moving at the same time, and they're touching back down at the same time. The next time the right arm is out, we'll stay there. Extend and hold. Round your spine for the knee and the elbow to touch, and extend. Knee and the elbow touch, and extend. So use your abs to get small, and then use your abs to stabilize your pelvis. 2 more as you go right back out to neutral. 1 more time. Hold. Head and knees back to the mat, other side lengthen. Relax the foot that's on the mat. Round the spine, the knee and the elbow touch, and extend. And in, extend. 3 more like that. Pull the belly in. 2. And last one, lengthen out and hold. Hand to the knee, right back down. This time, extend right arm and right leg. Same side of the body, move, extend away from the body. Same side, and bring it right back to center. Left arm, left leg. So if this feels like what we just did you're not doing the same side of the body. Back to right arm, right leg. Try not to completely shift over to the left. It's gonna be a challenge. And back to center. So as minimal movement as you can find, using your abs to stabilize you. This time, stay on the right side. Right arm, right leg, extend, hold. Pull the knee and the elbow to touch and extend. So they're coming underneath the body to touch and extend one more time. And bring your hand and knee right back down into the left side. Lengthen left arm, left leg. Hold the knee and the elbow come to touch and lengthen. Knee and the elbow touch and lengthen. Try to relax that foot that's on the mat and bring the hand and the knee right back down into your cat stretch and into your cow, and bring yourself back to neutral. Roll the toes under, shift your weight slightly forward, eye of the elbow faces forward. Hover the abs, or pull the abs up and in so you can hover your knees an inch up off the mat. While you're in your hover, send your tailbone backwards, send the crown of your head forward. Magnetize your belly button up and in. Hold for 5, press the floor away from you. 4, 3, 2, and bring the knees down. Continue to make sure the eye of the elbow faces forward. Reach your body forward just a little bit so your shoulders come a touch forward. Hover the knees right back up, and then micro bend in the elbow and straighten and bend and straighten. Tiny bend and press. And we're gonna hold that micro bend and tiny pulse up, for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Knees down. Sit back, take a breath in child's pose, and roll yourself all the way up. Come to sit on your booty, grabbing your band or your ring or whatever. I have to grab mine because I did not already put them in the right spot. So if you have band, rings, whatever you have, grab. The weights are just for later, but if you have them. Okay, sit up tall, holding the band in your hands. Slide the shoulder blades down. I really like to start with just waking up the muscles and where we want them to be. Pull the band apart or press. Actually, Sam, you could probably put your hands inside of the ring and push apart too to get a little something different. See if that feels all right. Slide the shoulder blades down. Pull apart, sit up tall. Pull apart and sit up taller. Pull apart and sit up a little bit taller. Lift up out of your pelvic floor. And then tuck your pelvis, keep the length, and roll halfway back. Halfway. And then sit up tall. And halfway. And sit up tall. Halfway back, hold it here. Slide the shoulder blades down. Without letting your pelvis move, continue to pull the band apart and just rotate your rib cage to the right. Legs don't move, pelvis doesn't move, just rotate your rib cage as far as you can to the right. With no movement in your legs, check out what's happening in your feet, nothing. If you feel something, you went too far, and then rotate back to center. Slide the shoulders down, pelvis in place, low abs in, and twist over to the left. Just twisting the rib cage around. Maybe it's not very far to start. And bring it back to center. Make sure your feet aren't doing a little shift forward and back. Slide the shoulders down, go back 1 to lunge, and now twist over to the right. So make sure there's no other tension. Think about your rib cage just getting spiraled around and bring it back through the center and over to the other side. Twist, twist. Keep pulling the band apart, sending the shoulders away from the ears. And bring it back to center. Hold. Do that little check-in with your feet. There's no shifting side to side of the feet as you twist, right? Go back 1 extra little inch, tucking your pelvis underneath you. This is your last time. Twist to the right, and we're gonna hold. Twist, twist, twist. Relax the legs, and now pull the band apart or squeeze whatever you got. So we add that little bit of movement for 5. Last one, rotate right back to center. And twist the other side. Twist, and then hold, and then pull. Seat of the feet didn't move. That means your pelvis stayed still for 4, 3, 2, last. Come back to center. Take the ring or a band above your head, and then dive over to your toes. Take a stretch wrap around your feet. And then hook it on to your right foot. Roll all the way down, taking your right leg up to the sky. So if you don't have a band, you could always use a towel. Just something that's going to give you a little support in your stretch. So maybe the legs aren't straight. Maybe it's not coming back any further. Bend and straighten the leg. And maybe that allows a little more movement with the leg to come backwards while pushing your right sits bone forward. Shoulders relax, and then maybe you can hold your legs straight, and we'll take 3 big inhales and exhales here. So with your own breath, you find deepening in the stretch. One more breath. And we'll return the leg back to center, hooking it to your toes. Pull the toes down, heel up. And we'll point and flex, opening up the calf. And point and flex. And hold here. And bring it back to center of the foot. Leg is up straight, and then let it just relax out to the right, keeping your left hip anchored down. Lengthening out of your right heel, right inner thigh, left hip stays put. You need to bring your left hand onto your left hip to help give a little feedback to keep pressing your pelvis down. And then get longer out of the right inner thigh. Maybe the right toes come a little closer to your right shoulder. Take one more breath here. And we'll sweep that leg up to the sky. Anchor your back pocket down so the right hip stays in place as the leg comes across the body. Maybe you switch to hold it with your left hand. Maybe your right thumb comes into your right hip crease and you push away there. And just breathe. Shoulders relax. Let's take one more breath there. Finding a little more length through your right side as that leg pulls across. And then melting into your spinal twist. Let the leg fall across the body, moving in the opposite direction. So the right shoulder stays on the mat. You can look to your right fingertips as the leg just falls any amount across the body that feels all right for your spine. And we'll extend the right leg back out. Take the band in your hand. Feel how much looser the right leg is. And then peel yourself vertebra by vertebra up. And hook it onto your left foot. Sit up tall and roll down, taking the left leg up to the sky. And take the stretch here. And just ease into it. So don't yank your leg back. Maybe you just stay straight for a moment, and then maybe you just bend and straighten to add a little bit of extra movement, a little more length by activating the quad, and then release the hamstring. And then maybe the leg can stay straight and you can move back a little bit further. And you're pushing your left sits bone to the front to deepen into that stretch so your pelvis stays even as the leg comes back further. You don't want the hip hiking because it's just kind of like fighting against the hamstring, not. Like it doesn't want to relax, so the hip is like, we'll just move too. So maybe it just means the leg doesn't come back as far, and that's okay. Last breath here. And release that, hooking it to the toes. And pull the toes down for calf stretch. Toes down, heel up. And you can point and flex. Working also on ankle mobility. Keep the toes down, take a breath here. And we'll bring it back to the center of the foot. Spiral the thigh open out to the side. Pushing your right hip down, lengthening through your left inner thigh. And breathe here for a moment. Inhale and exhale. And we'll scoop the leg back up. Anchor the back pocket down. Bring the leg across the body any amount where the pelvis can stay even and pressing down into the mat. Maybe the left thumb goes into the left hip crease, pushing that side away from you so you can deepen into the stretch from the side. And the shoulders relax. And we'll take 2 more breaths here. Getting a little more length out from the glute to the side of the leg. And you'll melt that into your spinal twist of the leg. Go. Looking to the opposite direction. And we'll loosen that leg all the way back up to straight. Shake the legs out so they're long and loose. And we'll bend the knees, bring the feet to the mat. Start to set up our neutral spine now that we're laying on the mat. Find that your hip bones are in line with your pubic bones, so your cup of tea can be bouncing on your low abs. You have that little bit of space underneath your low back, and your back bottom ribs press you down to the mat. Sometimes I do think it's helpful to get your thumbs on the back of the ribs and pull the back bottom ribs away so you can keep that length, and then soften your front ribs into your body. So the front ribs knit together and soften down into the body. Reach the hands up to the sky. Collarbone is wide. Lift up out of your pelvic floor muscles so you already feel some activation in your abs. Inhale, on your exhale, fold forward from the rib cage to lift, to reach the fingertips towards the heels, and see that you didn't move your pelvis as you lifted your upper body, and lower it back down. Inhale, exhale, lift, reach, all the way to the ankles, and lower it back down. Inhale and exhale. Lift, lengthen, hold it here. And then little reaches forward, reach. So just feel where your upper abs can start to activate. To take the tension out of your neck, you're holding a line between your chin and your chest. Pelvis is in neutral. You see that it's not moving. Hold here, right fingertips to the right heel and back to center. And then left. So we're just doing a little side to side to wake up the obliques. Bringing the bottom rib closer towards the hip that the pelvis stays in place. One more each way. All the way back to center. Relax the head down, relax the arms by the body. Open the collarbone wide, bring the right leg into tabletop. Hip, knee up over the hip, ankles in line with the knee, bring the other leg up to join in. So just find for a second that you are still in neutral before we add movement. And then you begin toe taps. Right toes tap forward and drag it back up. Left toes tap forward and drag it back up. So the leg goes any amount forward where the rest of your body isn't going to start to compensate. When the leg goes too far forward and your abs aren't turning on, you're going to notice your shoulders start to tighten up. The collarbone finds some tension, and that's not what you want. You want the collarbone staying wide. Press the back of the shoulders down into the mat. Maybe you give a little bit of a press of the back of your skull into the mat to give a little feedback to the back body. Zip your abs down and in, lift up out of your pelvic floor. Maybe the toes go a little further forward to the front of the mat. Let's do 2 more each way. So you're moving while your pelvis, moving the leg while the pelvis stays still. This is your last one each way. Bring it back to center, hug the knees in, take a little stretch. We'll bring the legs back to tabletop. Hands up to the sky. Keep the head down to begin. Reach the right arm backwards, left leg forward, and then sweep that back to center at the same time. Other side, left arm backwards, right leg forward, and back to center. So moving opposite arm, opposite leg, just like we did when we had our knees and hands on the mat. We're just doing it on our back. Is your spine staying in neutral? Are your abs zipping in? If it feels really good, feel free to lift your head, neck, and shoulders as you do the movement. And you can keep your head, neck, and shoulders up. But it's not a must. And if the tension of your neck is overwhelming, you won't be using your abs enough. So keep the head down. It's not going to be less of a workout. You'll definitely still be getting your abs. Let's do 2 more each way. Use your breath. Inhale, exhale, bring it to center. Last one each way. Zip the abs a little bit deeper. Return everything to center. Hug the knees in, relax. Head can rock side to side. Take your knees, take a little stir of the hip sockets just so there's not any tension sitting in the hips. And the hip flexors doing all the work, and then you can reverse that. Bring it all the way back to center, legs to table, reach your hands to the sky. Press your hands towards your hips to float the head, neck, and shoulders up, to shoot your legs at a high diagonal, and then the knees in, head down, hands up. Inhale, exhale. So with your breath, push your hands and legs away, and bring it back in. This time, stay lifted for the hundreds. Inhale, exhale, lift, lengthen, hold. Legs in parallel. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a little pump of the arm. See what's happening in your pelvis. If it looks good, maybe you lower your legs a little bit more. If that made you go into an arch, maybe the legs need to go back up. Maybe they need to be in tabletop. Maybe they need to be on the floor. You just determine what's best for your body this morning. Inhale, big. So the legs are energized and long. Inhale, big. And don't feel you have to push your legs out. If your abs are activating deeper by having them in tabletop, do that. The point is the abs activating, not what your legs are doing. Inhale, and exhale. Last side here. Inhales and exhale. Hug everything and relax. Always feel free to slow the head rock, whatever feels good, let go of any tension. Bring the feet back down. Just to reestablish your neutral, legs one at a time to tabletop. Arms released by the sides, legs super glued together. Anchor your back bottom ribs down as you let both legs now fold forward. Maybe they go out halfway. Hold for a moment, re-engage your pelvic floor, and then lift the legs back to tabletop. Let them go as far forward as is available to you, and drag it back up. And maybe as we repeat this exercise, they'll go a little bit further each time, but don't push it so much that now it's going to go into your low back. If you feel the need to bring your hands underneath your low back, then just bring that, make sure that movement is smaller. This could be micro to get a lot out of it. Lift up out of your pelvic floor. We're going to do 5 more here. Head down, or if you'd like, you lift your head, neck, and shoulders, reach your fingertips forward, and tap the legs, and lift. So you decide your range of motion. Get your abs sink a little bit deeper. Your exhale is going to pull your abs down even more. One more time. And bring everything all the way back up and in, and relax everything down. Arms relaxed at the sides, legs lengthen up to the sky, point the toes. We're going to cross the right ankle over the left ankle, and then cross the left over the right. One more time, the right leg crosses, and then the legs open as wide as the mat, and they come back to center. Now the left ankle's on top, the right ankle's on top, the left ankle, and they open as wide as the mat. Now, obviously, we're not going that slow. We're going to go switch, 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 open out, switch, 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 open. So each time when you return in, it's the opposite leg on top. It's like the thighs beat one over the other. So think less about the ankle, think the inner thighs now. Think how much your low abs are working to keep your legs there. Can you soften in your shoulders? Maybe as you turn your palms to the sky to let go of the tension into the floor. Whatever is going to allow you to let the abs do the most work and the inner thighs. Do one more each way. Bring the legs back to center. Hold. Now you can press the palms into the floor. And imagine that your legs are leaning against the wall as you do a tiny little hip lift. And lower. So keep the movement super small to start. Lift tiny little hips. Eyes to the sky. Lift and lower. 5 more like that. Tiny lift and down. And maybe each time you start to lift a little bit higher. Think about sliding your legs up a wall and control down. Slide up and control. 2 more. 1 more time. And bring everything back to center. Hug the knees all the way in. Rock your back side to side. You guys have me sweating. Thanks a lot. Bring the feet all the way down. Walk the feet a little bit forward. We're going to take a few bent knee roll-ups, hands to the sky, as if you're holding a beach ball in your arms. Inhale. Exhale to roll up onto your sits bones. Sitting up tall. And scoop and roll it down. Inhale. Exhale. And scoop and roll it down. One more time when we stay on the lift. Up. Halfway back. Tuck your pelvis underneath you, set your shoulders with an air shell that ebbs in. And just march the right foot a micro inch up off the mat, and then left foot. So you should barely have a movement going on. Like there's a string on the top of your knee, and it's lifting your knee a micro bit. So think about the knee coming up a tiny bit, not just your foot. It's enough for just an ant to walk underneath. Because all in the abs, maybe you roll back a little bit further. 2 more each way. Last one. All the way back to center. Bring your hands, or bring yourself onto your forearms, so just bring your forearms backwards. Widen the collarbone. Lift up out of the shoulders. The neck gets super long, and bring your right leg into tabletop. Bring your left leg into tabletop. Super glue the knees and thighs together. Swivel the knees over to the right, drawing a circle down, around, up, and holding it at the top. Widen the collarbone. Reverse the circle. Go over to the left, down, around, up, and hold. And go back. Switch down, around, up, and hold. And if you feel like you need some extra, feel free to lengthen your legs and draw that circle with the legs long now. If you feel like you really want a little extra, you could also be up on your hands, fingertips to the back, widen the collarbone. So that's also an option here. Let's just take one more each way. And bring everything all the way back up to center, bend the knees, bring the feet to the mat, come all the way up. Roll the shoulders down. How are you guys feeling? Good? I miss classroom. Okay, let's grab a hold of your weights. Abdominal series with the weights if you want them. If you don't have weights, don't worry. If you don't want weights, don't worry. Your choice, wherever you want to be. Let's bring the legs. Oh, we have to start with rolling like a ball since it is my favorite. Heels together, and we'll frame the legs with the arms. Bring the heels closer towards your bum. Slide the shoulder blades down, and then shift back just a little bit. Lift the heels. And maybe you just stay in this position, or you roll to your shoulder blades, come right back up, and balance on your sit bones. Roll to your shoulder blades, and if it feels like it's too much with the weights, put the weights down and bring your fingertips to your ankles. 3, can the heels stay close to your body? 2. Last one. All the way up, hold, legs to table, arms out, quick little bicep curl here. You also can put your feet on the mat. You don't have to have your legs up. Abs in, ankles are in line with the knees. For 4, 3. Last one. Turn the palms down and slowly begin to roll your spine down into the mat. Vertebra by vertebra by vertebra until your shoulder blades touch into single leg stretch. I'm going to turn. So extend the left leg and then extend right. So we'll switch and switch. Reach, reach. Lengthening the arms forward. And again, if it's too much for the arms, just let the weights go. For 3, 2, and last one. Everything returns to center. Put the weights down. Hug your knees in. Take a quick little stretch. Grab a hold of your weights. Bring your feet down for a moment just to reestablish your neutral. Elbows bend into the sides. Palms face each other. Right leg table, left leg table. Reach the hands to the sky. Lift the head, neck, and shoulders. Pressing the weights towards the ankles Lengthen the arms and legs away from the body. If you have room, you circle the arms around as you pull the knees back in. If not, the arms can just go straight out, straight in. Inhale the arms and legs lengthen. Exhale, circle to bring it back in. Can you keep your shoulders in the same spot? So your upper abs are working to support your upper body, and your upper body does not move. Your arms and legs lengthen and breathe. Maybe the legs go lower, maybe they go higher. Where is your body feeling best? 3 more. Try not to let the weights make your upper body fall. 2. Last one, there should be no tension in the neck. And bring it all the way back to center. Hug it in and relax. Head side to side. Legs to table. Starting with pelvis in neutral. Reach the legs to the sky as you lift your head, neck, and shoulders, and press the hands forward. Extend the left leg long. Double inhale. Scissor the legs. Double inhale as the leg pulses in. Scissor, pull, pull. Scissor, pull, pull. So you don't have to use the weights. You can also bring your hand behind your thigh or up towards your ankle. What is feeling like you're going to get deepest into your abs? Breathe. For 4. Is your pelvis staying in neutral? Do you still have that little bit of space underneath your low back? Not a lot. We're not arching. We're keeping the natural curve. Last one each way. Both legs come up. Hug it in. Relax. Weights to the side. Elbows wide to the sides as you bring a fingertip touch behind the ears. Legs to table. Float the head, neck, and shoulders up. Extend the legs up to the sky. Glue the heels from the toes apart just slightly. Lower the legs out to your point of control. Zip the thighs and heels together and then drag the legs back up. Inhale. Exhale. So you can do this in turnout or you can do it in parallel, your choice. I like to do it different ways, different times to just get a little bit different activation. Inhale and exhale. Let's do 3 more. If the head hurts, bring your head down and arms alongside your body and don't lower the legs as far. 2. Drag it up from your low abs. Oh, and a little bit of last one. As you bring those legs up, hug the knees in and relax. Take whatever movement you need or readjust where you need to. We're going to keep the hands behind the head this time. No weights again. And bring the legs to table. So head, neck, and shoulders up. Extend both legs long. Pull the right knee in and then bring the left shoulder towards that right knee and everything returns to center. Pull the left knee in as the right shoulder comes across and back to center. So we're not worrying about the elbow. We're pulling the shoulder across. We're bringing bottom rib to opposite hip. Twist, finding that rotation in your rib cage like you did when we were seated and we rotated. Twist, and center, and twist, and center. Let's do 3 more. Twist. If it's too much with both legs out, you could have them in tabletop moving from there. 2. And last one. And bring everything back to center and hug it all the way in. And then lengthen arms and legs long. Long stretch here. Breathe. Can you make your right side a little longer than your left? So actively stretching. And then make left a little longer than the right. And bring everything all the way back to center. One long stretch from the back of the thighs down, hands to the sky. Draw the abs in and peel yourself up. Up, 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 and over. Take a dive forward for a moment. Take a little stretch. And you'll locate your weights. We're going to do a few roll-ups here with the weights, and then we'll go into our arms quick. Sit down nice and tall. Slide the shoulders away from the ears. Lengthen the arms out, and then tuck your pelvis. And roll your spine down. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale as you peel up and over the big beach ball on your lap. Get longer, but here, get longer. Pull your abs in deeper, and then lengthen forward without collapsing over your legs and scooping roll down. So the beach ball is on your lap the whole time. And exhale that up. Up, 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 up. Reach and scribble it down. Next time we can stay at the top. Inhale, exhale, filling it up, up and over, up, pull the abs in, reach forward, roll back halfway, keeping the arms long in front of you, and just cross the weights, go cross, and cross. Little tiny switch, yep. Switch, and switch. Breathe. And bring it back to center, flip the palms, and bicep curls here. Slide the shoulders down, keep paddling on. And then both arms will stay long. Turn the palms towards each other, bend the right elbow and the left elbow. Maybe you roll back a little bit further, sending your tailbone underneath you. Last one. Bring it all the way back to center. Pull the elbows into your sides, flip the palms to the sky, touch your arms forward and bring it back. Keep going. Sorry. And hold the arms out. Let the arms just go wide to the sides. Palms are still to the sky, and then drag it back forward. Open. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Bring it back to center. Turn the palms towards each other. Roll all the way to the mat, and roll right back to that same exact spot. And open the arms and close. So we're back at our halfway point. So we're back at that half rounded. Lift up out of your pelvic floor. Hold this one open and then flip the pinkies to the sky. Lengthen your arms out and then little tiny lift. Lift. Slide the shoulder blades away from your ears. Are you feeling this in your back muscles, that mid-back, lat muscle area, Michael Phelps muscles? For 3, 2, last one. Bring it back to forward. Sit up tall. Send your arms backwards. As you sit up even taller, then lean your body a little bit forward. Palms face each other. Widen the collarbone, lengthen the arms long, and press the hands together. Press in. Lift up out of your pelvic floor, lengthen out of your pelvis. And then hold the palms together, lift the arms a little bit higher, flip the palms to the sky, lean a little further forward, and small lift. Lift. Think just be up, up. For 5, widen the collarbone, long neck. Last one, send the arms all the way back forward, sit up tall, take the arms up to the sky, turn the palms towards each other, and bend the elbows to straighten. Bend and extend. Up a little bit taller, like you can lift your pelvis right up off of the mat by lifting on your pelvic floor. Wrap your ribs together for 3, elbows right alongside your neck, along your head. Last one. And bring the arms all the way down. Place the weights to the side, and we'll take a little stretch here. So sweeping it on across. Slide the shoulder blades down. And another section.
You can slide in there.
And we'll release that. Let's lay on our left side.
I won't be able to see you on the couch.
Lengthen all the way long on the left side. And then bring the legs 1 inch forward. So you lay on your balance beam and then bring the legs just so your heels are on the balance beam, but your feet are totally off. Push the top hip away, the head can rest on the arm, bottom waistline lifts up off the mat, wrap the ribs in. So we start in our neutral spine, lift the top leg up, in line with the hip, flex to the foot. Get longer out of your heel before you even start. So you're super long through your body as you sweep your leg forward, point and sweep it back. Flex to bring it forward, and point and sweep it back. Draw the abs in. So adding enough movement to challenge stability, but not so much movement that you're gonna roll right off that balance beam. flex forward, point and sweep. The next time it goes to the back, it stays to the back. Pointed toes, little tiny presses back. Like your bum is lifting right up off of your hamstring. You're really engaging at that point where the booty and the hamstring meet. Little presses. For 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. It comes right back in line with the bottom leg. Rotate the thigh to the sky. Extend the leg to the sky. Flex as you pull it down. Lengthen and lift. Flex and drag it down. Wrapping the ribs in, so being aware that the upper body is staying in neutral. We're still keeping our Pilates posture. We're just laying on our side. The next one stays up to the sky. Bend the knee, press the toes down towards the foot, pull the toes back up the leg, extend the leg up, bend. Press all the way down, in, and lift. Also working on mobility. Press, in, extend, in, extend. One more, the leg stays up, lengthen, hold it. Sprout that open and draw little circles. The circles stir enough to challenge stability, but not to throw you off the balance beat, and reverse it. A lot of inner thigh action. Holding here, flex the foot as the leg comes forward, right in line with the hip, almost above to touch the floor, but not quite, and then sweep it right back up. Forward, and sweep it up. Are the ribs still wrapping in? Are the abs still working? Yeah. On the next one, let's let the legs stay forward, hold, micro bend the knee, and press. Micro bend straight in, tiny bend straight in. Little presses from the glute for 5, 4, 3, 2, hold, so the leg back to the bottom leg, bend both knees, angle the ankles up, pick the bottom thigh up off the mat if that's available, and then open and close the top knee. So you're really just balancing on the bottom hip. Wrapping the ribs in, squeeze. And squeeze. So feeling everything in that right booty cheek and in your abs to stabilize you. And add knee to knee, toe to ankle. So now we're adding some more movement inside the hip socket and getting that muscle fired up even more. For 5. 2 more. Last one. Keep the knee down, turn the toes up, extend the leg out straight and in. It goes up and back a little bit at a diagonal, enough to get your booty cheek activated, as if it's not activated already. A squeeze. The bottom leg can always come down to rest if it's not feeling so great, or you really can activate the inner thigh to help lift it. One more. Bring it all the way back in. Lower both legs down. Punch that booty out. Let's roll over onto your back. Stay on your back. Arms are your sides. We're going to do a quick little set of bridging. Roll your hips all the way up to the sky. Vertical by vertical. Push the knees forward. And sequentially pulling it all the way down. So a little movement in the spine. Peel your spine all the way up. Push the knees forward. Wide collarbone and sequentially rolling it down. Stamp those feet down. Roll all the way up. And sequentially down. Roll all the way up and hold. Little pulses of your hips to the sky. Press, hold, 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 up, hold. 3, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Roll your hips all the way back down. Hands up to the sky. Roll up onto your sit bones and move your head to the other edge of the mat so we can get the other side and make you even. And then we'll do another little bridge sesh. So head exactly how it was before. Bring your legs touch forward. Push the top hip away. Lift the top leg. Flex to the foot. Get long through your torso. Sweep the leg forward. Point and sweep it back. Flex to bring it forward. And point and sweep. Keeping the leg in line with the pelvis. So you're just running in the hip socket. We're not going up higher. We're not going lower. Can you stay in line with the socket? Forward, and back. 2 more like that. Sweet. Can this one stay backwards now? Point the toes and pulse back, pulse. So you feel how that left booty cheek is really starting to activate here with that small isolated movement. And then you bring it back to center, spiral the thigh to the sky, get even longer, extend the leg to the sky, flex as you pull it down. We lift, lengthen, and flex and pull. Keeping the thigh externally rotated so you have that movement inside your hip socket. Lift and extend. And then hold the leg up, bend the knee, push the toes down, and then drag the leg back up. Lengthen to the sky, bend, extend, in, up. So working on mobility and strengthening the muscles. 2 more. Down, you drag the toes up, lengthen up, get longer, then extend up. Pull in, hold this one on the lift, spiral the thigh open more, and draw circles to the ceiling. Stirring inside the hip socket. And reverse. And then hold, flex the foot. The leg comes down now in front of the body in line with the hip, and sweep the leg back up to the sky. It comes down in line with the hip, and squeeze and lift it right back up. Stay long through that leg, extend out through the heel. One more, all the way down. The next one stays down. Hold, micro bend the knee, and kick through the heel. Bend straight. Keep pushing your booty backwards. Make sure the knee is tracking forward. It's not turned down, it's not turned up. For 3, 2, last one. Take the leg back in. Bend the knees, angle the knees so the ankles are in line with the tailbone. Pull the bottom knee up, and then open and close the top knee. Open, squeeze, and squeeze. So further isolating into that left glute. And squeeze. For 3, and now we'll add rotation. 2, last one. Now we rotate knee, toe to ankle. If it's feeling unstable with the bottom leg up, you can always bring it down. Maybe you want more challenge and you lift it up a little bit higher. 3, 2, and last one, turn the knee down. Now extend the leg out straight up and back of the diagonal. Down. So it lengthens out and up. It's a little higher than the hip and a little bit back to the of the body. Step down, extend. Wrap the ribs in, draw the belly in. For 3, squeeze. 2, and last one. And bring it all the way in, lower the legs down, punch the booty out. Again, onto your back, back into finishing up some bridging. Feet are hip width apart, toes squeeze forward, collarbone is wide. Tuck the pelvis, roll the hips all the way up to the sky. This time, they stay up. Lift your heels up, press your big toe mound down, press your pinky toe down. Collarbone is wide, lift the hips a little bit higher, squeeze the glute. Now lower to almost touch your butt to the mat and then press right back up. Can you keep your bum activated? Slowly lower, slowly press back up. Squeeze the hips up, push the knees forward. Imagine you're holding the ball between your thighs. So you have a little inner thigh activation. Lower, press up, squeeze. Up, hold. Keep pressing the big toe mound down, keep pressing the pinky toe down. Hold the next one on the lift, widen the collarbone, and tiny presses up, hold, tiny little lift, up, squeeze, up, squeeze. For 5. Hold it up, drop the heels, walk the feet to the outside edges of the mat, dig your heels down, lift your toes up, tap your butt down, press up, hold. Down, up, squeeze. Evenly lower, evenly lift. Push your sits bones towards your calves. Squeeze. 3, 2, Last one, holding up. We touch the knees, we open the knees, squeeze the thighs, open. Keep the hips lifted. 5. Collarbone is open. And last one, back to center. Walk the feet all the way back to center. We float the right leg into tabletop, extend the right leg to the sky, lift the left toes 10 times. Lower the hips a little, press up, hold. Up, hold. So we have 10 for each side. There's 4. Get really long through your extended leg as well. Dig the heel down. Up, hold, 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 hold. Bring that foot down. Recommit to the hips up. Bring the other leg into tabletop, length into the sky. Lift the toes of the right foot. Lower, lift, hold. Down, up, hold. Try to keep the hips as even as you can. For 5. 3, the hips stay still. Even though they're going down, up, hold this one up. And then bring that foot down. Feet to the mat, hips are still high. 10 little pulses up. Evenly press up and up. We're almost there. A squeeze. Squeeze, your abs are still working. Just because we're going to be bridging and working booty doesn't mean the abs are turned off. They're helping to stabilize for 3, 2, lift, hold, sequentially rolling your spine down into the mat, vertebra by vertebra, so your tailbone comes down, cross the right ankle over the left knee, pick the left leg up, thread your hands behind the left thigh, we stretch out the glute a little bit here. One more breath there. Whatever feels good to deepen into that stretch. And we'll switch sides. Left ankle over the right knee, over the thigh. Grab behind the back of the right thigh. Pull the thigh towards you as you press your left elbow into your thigh. One more breath here. And we'll release that. Let the legs go super long. Take a long stretch here. And then just roll yourself onto your belly. Flip on over. We're almost done. I just want to do a little swim here, and then we'll do our plank. Arms are out long in front of you. So allow the shoulders away from your ears. Press your pelvis down. Pubic bone, hip bones press into the mat. Magnetize your belly button up into your spine. And then float the arms and legs up off the mat. Just an inch. They don't have to come very high. So the shoulders away from your ears, and then you're going to swim little flutter kicks. Okay. Okay. The neck is lengthened, firming up the glutes for 5. 4, 3, 2, last one, hold, and then just lower everything down. Bring your hands alongside your armpits. So we're gonna get ready for our plank story. We're gonna press up into our plank if that's available. You're gonna roll your toes under. You have the option to either be on your hands or on your forearms. And you don't have to press up into it. If you don't feel stable, just come up and set into your plank position. Otherwise, if you do, we're going to tuck those elbows into the sides, either come on your hands or onto your forearms. Draw the abs up and in, neck is nice and long. Inhale, on your exhale, let's just press the floor away from you. And Neil is going to carry on with becoming.
I never dwelled on the demoralizing parts of being Black. I absorbed my family's love and my parents' commitment that their kids succeed. My purpose had always been to see past, look ahead, and overcome, and I had. I'd scored 2 Ivy League degrees and a seat at the table of a major law firm. But it was one thing to get yourself out of a stuck place. It was entirely another to get the place unstuck. Barack didn't talk down to the people of Rosedale, and he didn't try to hide his privilege. But amid the fear and the frustration and the disenfranchisement, he brashly pointed in another direction. His voice climbed as he got to the end of his pitch. Do we settle for the world as it is, or do we work for the world as it should be? The ladies who had been nodding in approval now started punctuating his phrases with mm-hmm and amens. 3, 2, 1.
Downward dog. Lift the sits bones to the sky. You can pedal the knees out here, taking whatever final little stretch you need. What does your body ask for right now? And then start to bring the feet the heels back towards the mat, micro bend the knees, and begin to walk your hands in the direction of your toes. And just stay in your forward fold right there so that your feet are hip width apart. A soft knee is going to help let your body go without having too much tension in the hamstrings and the low back. So you want to make sure you can have that. See that they're hip width apart. Press the big toe down, press the pinky toe, press your heel, find lightness in your arch. And with that lightness in your arch, draw your abs in and start to roll your spine up. Vertebra by vertebra. Until the head is the last thing that lifts. And you're standing up longer, taller, and stronger than before you came into class. Roll your shoulders away from your ears. Take a nice big inhale up. And exhale everything out. Nice work, Pilates Hotties. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you, Nicole.
Stop.